What is up, guys? Back at you once again. It is your boy, Chin, that freaking Mark, here to break down some Smackdown Live, cause Smackdown happened and it was live. Ain't that some shit? So, right off the bat, we have ourselves a heel Charlotte opening up the show, and guess what? People love themselves a heel Charlotte. They were popping like it was nobody's business for that lady. Let me tell you what. Pretty awesome, just talking about how she killed Ronda, and that's exactly what she said she was gonna do. And then guess what we have ourselves right off the bat? That is right, my peeps. It is the dick move of the night. Paige is being awarded the dick move of the night, and I'm gonna tell you why right now. Paige was like, we can all agree that murder you placed upon Ronda Rousey was awesome, don't get me wrong there. But in the meantime, you went and placed your hand upon 5 WWE officials, and that's never good. So I'm gonna have to go ahead and fine you $100,000. Deal with it. Paige, what the fuck, man? Even Charlotte was just like, Paige, what the fuck, man? The Iconics come out, just being the Iconics, making fun of Charlotte just like being in a trance at Survivor Series, because, I mean, she really kind of was. They're sitting there mocking her, and Charlotte's just like, yeah, shut the hell up. Which one of you wants to get it right now? I got Jack Johnson and Tom O'Leary right here. Let's throw down. I might be adding a word or two in, but I'm almost positive that's verbatim of what she said. Speaking of murdering, Billie Kay is going to be the first one here of the Iconics to get the murder. The match probably lasts all of like a minute or two. It gets closed up pretty quickly, like with the natural selection from Charlotte. And then as soon as it's done, she's just like, Peyton, you're out here still. I couldn't help but notice that, so why don't you just come on in? Wrestling match right here. And Peyton was really hesitant to get into the ring. I can't say I blame her. Charlotte looked pretty pissed and in a dominant state because she was exactly that. And we did have ourselves a match between Peyton and Charlotte for a little bit before Billie Kay comes in, gets the match thrown out because she was salty as all hell from what had just proceeded prior in the night from their match, if we could call it that. And yeah, that's not really a good idea because they got the upper hand on Charlotte for like a little bit, and then it's Charlotte Flair, Ric Flair's daughter, if I have to remind you. She's gonna win. She gets the upper hand. She murderatizes. She goes to the outside and like double smacks their faces on the commentator's table. It was kind of hilarious. And then as soon as I thought we were actually gonna get a table spot there, Charlotte gets on top of the table and just poses, looking like a boss. Check out how sick she is. Next up for the night, we have ourselves some motherfreaking Miz TV with special guest limping Shane McMahon. I mean, he in storyline took one hell of a beating, so yeah, he should be limping and all beat up, so fair play there. He comes out and Miz is just being facetious as all hell this whole time, and Shane legitimately has to just be like, yo, you're a TV show host right now, aren't you gonna like ask me a question or something like that? And Miz is like, yes, I am gonna ask you a question, and I'm just really nervous to ask you it. Will you be my tag team partner? It's a bit of a hard sell for Shane. He's not really taking it there at first. He's not taking the bait. So it's almost like Miz summons some jobbers because they just appear, entrance music and all, and they have themselves a little match. Who would have thunk it? Doesn't really last too long. Miz is just like super cocky the whole time, being really proud of himself, and he like goes to tag Shane, which is a dick move because he's just like in street clothes, and I mean, beat the hell up. I think I mentioned that part already, right? Yeah, we did. Okay, let's not repeat ourselves here. Anyway, that leads into the jobbers getting themselves a roll up, and they win. This match and angle ends with The Miz looking stupid. That's not good. We then have ourselves the New Day coming out with an in-ring promo talking about the inaugural, the first ever, the most epic thing in the world, the Thanksgiving feast fight, which is just the Thanksgiving rendition of the trick or street fight, but let's not get caught up on that part. What's important here is 6-1. New Day only wants to win for the Smackdown brand, right? Cool. Credit where it's due. I'll give them that one for sure. I kind of love this part, actually. They go ahead and say their thanks, and Xavier's just like, I'm incredibly thankful for my 2 terabyte hard drive because I can play Spider-Man and Red Dead Redemption 2 without having to delete anything in between. So That is a really good thing to be thankful for. Where are you at in Red Dead 2? Holler at your boy, let me know. Big E gets really ahead of himself and starts like licking this turkey, getting like really vigorous with it, and the bar comes out, and they're just like, hey, whoa, 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 it's not our fault that we lost, okay? A man pissed himself, and you can't prepare yourself for when a man pisses himself, I guess? I didn't quite understand their logic, but they said it really confidently, so, you know, they were probably onto something, right? The match itself actually starts off here, and again, it is basically just the Thanksgiving equivalent to the Trick or Street fight. We have both the Big Show and Sheamus going through tables that are just completely covered in Thanksgiving food. We also have Big E shoving his fist up a turkey's ass to punch Sheamus, I believe, for the end of the match victory here. Trick or punch for the win. It was pretty sweet, what can I say? And then post-match, we have Cesaro just getting down with all the Thanksgiving feasts, all the potatoes, all the stuffing, all the everything that there was. There was most likely turkey in there, if I had to take a guess. There was a lot of things getting thrown at Cesaro, and then he fell over. Everyone was applauding. We next up have ourselves a match between Naomi and Asuka versus Sonya Deville and Mandy Rose. The match itself was decent. There was this double ass spot from Naomi and Asuka like hitting Sonya Deville and Mandy when they were like hanging on the ropes. And like Asuka and Mandy couldn't have convinced me that they connected like if their lives depended on it. It was, the amount of length in between was just ridiculous. Corey Graves compares Mandy Rose to a unicorn because he's just in love with her. Sonya and Mandy take a second to tease themselves some tension, and then that's not a good idea because that just turns into an Asuka lock on Sonya Deville for the win. The best friends win, and then the other kind of friends again tease their tension because what's gonna happen there? A match is what's gonna happen there eventually. We then have Daniel Bryan in ring, cutting himself a rather heelish promo here, talking about how his retirement was just basically a straight up betrayal. I love you, Daniel Bryan, but you sound like some kind of crazed hippie, and your little wool knit sweater there wasn't helping your case at all. I'm just gonna throw that one out there. He basically calls the whole crowd idiots, fickle. The promo itself is just the most heelish, never give up I've ever seen in my life. And then this whole angle ends with Daniel Bryan being the second person to just stand there on the commentary table. We then have ourselves the main event for the night. Randy Orton versus Rey Mysterio. It is ruthless aggression era up in this bitch, right? Right off the bat, they're teasing a 619, and something I actually kind of liked, Rey Mysterio caught Randy Orton scouting the 619, so he kind of like held off. That was tight. You don't really see things like that too often. Orton takes his first attempt at trying to take Rey's mask off, and he does fail. Rey picks up the pace with the match there a little bit. The second 619 attempt fails, but the third one, that one hits straight up. I really hate to give Orton any sort of credit, but he did something that was kind of cool, and that's that Rey Mysterio went for his like slide to the outside move there, and Orton just turned it into an RKO. It was really freaking sick. And at some point in between that, I forgot to mention, he totally like ripped his mask to like a totally dickish amount, so you could just see a good amount of Rey's face. That was uncalled for. Orton, why'd you have to go doing that? But now I'm getting sidetracked because we're back inside of the ring now, and Orton gets an RKO for the second time on Rey for the win. And then he goes on with some more dickishness. In retrospect, should I have maybe made this end section the dick move of the night? Yeah, but did I just kind of forget to do a dick move and throw one in at the last second? Yeah, beyond the point. We got Orton taking the chair around Rey's neck, and he like throws his ass into the post. That's pretty fucked up. Don't go doing that. Speaking of uncalled for, the mask comes completely off. No, don't do that. Again, I probably should have made this the dick move, but whatever, here we are. Paramedics come out, they attend to Rey, cover up his face, which is nice, thanks for doing that. And we just end with Orton standing with the mask up, being like really proud of himself. Way to go, Orton. Bo Bandy, as Diggity would say. But with that being another busting of a nut, that has been this episode of SmackDown Live. Wouldn't you know it? It has been your boy, Chin, that freaking Mark. And a freaking Mark is exactly what I am and what I claim to be. Yup, sure, there you go. Hey, guess what? NXT's tomorrow. It's gonna be sweet, right? Okay, I just thought about it, and NXT's probably not gonna be sweet tomorrow night. It's probably just gonna be one of those recap shows, but hey, here's to optimism. Yeah.